Thanks for tuning in to another episode of King, Mighty King Media TV, and I'm your host, your devil OG and guru of boxing, Ted King. And today, we're going to be talking about the heavyweight division. We have an upcoming fight against the heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, going against Oleksandr Usyk. And so this fight here is going to be in Saudi Arabia. I believe the fight's going to be, let me take a look and see, February the 17th, 2024. So this is going to be for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Oh, by the way, I just did, or I should say we just did, a pound for pound and from 1 to 10, and Tyson Fury did not make the top 10. He is on the list for number 11, so I guess this is apropos that we'll be talking about the heavyweight division. I admit also, I also like to make another comment. There was a video that said that the heavyweight division is heating up. And so there was a comment there I'm going to talk about briefly, and the comment went like this: what do I mean by the heavyweight division is heating up? So I'm going to give you this analogy. Football. In football, most all the players would be considered heavyweight fighters because the heavyweight division is anything above 200 pounds. So most football players would be heavyweights. So with that analogy, the weight going into a fight, or I should say going into a football game, they would have practice. They would practice perhaps, in training camp, maybe 5 days a week. I'm not sure because I don't keep up that much with the training regimen in football. And so going into that, they would be getting in shape, getting ready for game shape. And of course, they would have their first game. After the first game, they would not be in game shape. They would be in that mode of game shape, sort of like a fighter who just had a fight after a long layoff. He would be getting the rust off. They would call it getting the rust off. And they would not be actually at their tip-top level of game shape until maybe about the fourth week of the season. And barring any injury or a setback from recovery after that would determine whether or not they'll be able to continue on with the successful season in football. So that is the reason why I say the heavyweight division is heating up, because it's one thing about sports. You have even if you just jogged, there would be a recovery period after that. Okay, so that you'll be able to get up and jog the next morning or the next couple of days or whenever you decide to implement the exercise. And so that is basically what I meant by the heavyweight division is heating up, because now what we have is not necessarily heavyweights. There may be tons of heavyweights that I don't know about, but the fact of the matter is they're not fighting. Also, we have to factor in the business of boxing. These people paying these boxers to fight have to be able to make their bottom line. So if they're paying a boxer to fight and their bottom line says we can't meet it, he's probably not going to be fighting. Maybe he might fight not 10 rounds. He might fight a 4-round fight or a 6-round fight or an 8-round fight based on what they have in their budget. See, these are the things that, and here's one of the comments I got. They were talking to me and said they think that I might be a casual fan. Well, no. On this channel, I understand the business of boxing. And again, like I said before, the budget dictates a lot in the professional sport of boxing. If the budget is not there, your heavyweight might not even get on the card because they may think, well, there's a welterweight, we'll pay him for 8 rounds. This welterweight is going to bring in more people. So now there's a word called attrition. And that word means the reduction of something. The attrition. In other words, the cardio, when you exercise, your strength level starts to go down. It starts to deplete because of the attrition that you're going through. It's stress, basically what it is on the body. And that's what I'm saying is that the heating up aspect of things regarding the heavyweight division is because now they are exercising. They're actually getting work. They're starting to hone their craft because there's without practice you don't get better, and especially in the game. Okay, so that's what I meant by the heavyweight division is heating up, because now they're starting to get work. They're starting to, and again, we just saw, Deontay Wilder with Joseph Parker, not even Peterson. You see, this is what I'm saying. We have several fighters that we don't see very often. It's not like we see them like we saw Mike Tyson, And I should say, without going into who I think is the greatest of all time, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the business of boxing and the exposure that they get for being a worthy champion or a athlete of a highly decorated elite athlete, and very well known to the public. And of course, that public don't buy either tickets and or advertisement and or pay-per-view to watch him fight or her fight. This is part of the process of what I was talking about. Okay, so Usyk versus Tyson. Again, I had Tyson as my pound for pound number 11. And these heavyweights, when you start talking about pound for pound best fighter, you're talking subjective. Because there's nobody that's going to be in a 125-pound class going to jump up and fight a heavyweight and think he's going to win. That's not going to happen. So you have to understand that the heavyweight division is still the glamour, should be still the glamour division. When we get fighters who actually are getting fights and heating up the sport, then we will have that face-to-face of boxing. And it will be as it should be in the heavyweight division, because again, what welterweight or middleweight or special light heavyweight, again we have now we got cruiserweight. They're gonna jump up there and say, I'm gonna fight you for the heavyweight championship of the world, and I'm gonna beat you. No. So let's keep it real. Let's be realistic about this whole thing. Okay. All right. So now, that being said, let's talk about the fight coming up. It's going to be a very interesting fight. Based on Tyson Fury's last performance, he was subpar against Francis Ngannou. He was subpar. He man knocked him down. First time he ever had a fight as a boxer, and he actually got knocked down. That's kind of that's a little bit different. So therefore, you have to look at things like the realistic understanding of what it entails to be considered a pound per pound fighter, a highly elite fighter, and that's the reason why I say that Usyk Fury fight. Both fighters, you got to understand that even though we do have Tyson Fury, and he put on an exceptionally good trilogy with Deontay Wilder, you have to understand that Deontay Wilder, they started to get the blueprint on Deontay. Don't get hit by the right hand, and I have to say, he's Deontay Wilder's last fight against Parker. Justin Parker said he had a game plan. His coach put together a plan, and he said he was going to stick to the game plan. That's what he did, and he obviously did well against it. He said we're going to go right to Wilder, and that's what they did. And Wilder came in like 219, I believe, was it 213? Very light for a heavyweight. Upper body, he's fine, but he's walking around on toothpicks. Let's be real. And so pushing him back is the game plan, and that was obviously what Parker decided to do, because he brought it to him. And pushing him back, staying on top of him, he can't unleash that powerful right hand if he's smothered. And he can't fight backwards. And that's the problem with Deontay. The game plan, the blueprint has been laid out for Deontay. So he'll have to either go down the cruiserweight or bulk up, get those legs together or retire. Because he's got a great record. His record is great. He got a good record. Knockout ratio is high. I'm not sure if it's the highest now. His last loss, but the point is that the man is a heavyweight champion of the world, and if you ride on that under that banner, he should be fine. And so again, when we look at Usyk beat Joshua twice. He fought arguably the strongest, not necessarily the most skillful heavyweight fighter, but perhaps most strongest heavyweight. And he beat him twice. Ruiz got him one time on a knockout. Usyk got him twice on decision. And again, so, this is who Fury is fighting. Now he's fighting the man who beat the man, because he has the most belts. So this fight here, I'm going with Usyk to beat. And again, here's another reason why. Just so people know, because they want to know why I say what I say, and this makes sense. One of the main reasons why is Tyson Fury has probably been living a fairly lavish life. He's a big man. He has some issues that he's addressed, and those issues take a lot of discipline. And I might add that he's not. We don't hear of him doing anything out there in the public. I mean, in terms of getting himself in situations, though. So he obviously stays close to his family, or those around him, friends and family. So we don't hear these things about Tyson Fury. But I think that Usyk is probably going to not knock him out, but outbox him. And I also have to say this, I can't, I've come to the understanding, when looking at things from the lens of just from the outside looking in, you really can't tell what kind of training you guys get. You don't know. I don't know. I don't have the ability to go to the camps to check them out and watch them. I was able to see some training that Crawford was having, which steered me over to this, a 50-50 fight with Spence versus Crawford. And I decided to go with Crawford based on how he had a team of trainers, teamwork and dream work as far as I'm concerned, as opposed to just one trainer training you. No, I've never adhered to just one individual. So I'm a trainer. It takes quite a bit. It takes a team. A lot of things go into that. As far as the training aspect of things, to see the eyes of what you're doing. Again, that's very important. So I don't know what's going on in the camp, the training camp of Usyk, nor do I know what's going on in the training camp of Fury. But just with the understanding of looking at Usyk over his body of work and at Fury's over a body of work, he seems to be more in shape, adequate shape. In other words, he doesn't seem like he's getting out of shape. A tremendous having to worry about having to go through the attrition of getting in shape and getting him ready for a fight. He seems as though he may stay in relatively decent shape in and out of the ring. I got Usyk going in the fight. Point Fury. He's rated in the pound round list higher than Fury for a reason. So there you go. Hope I covered everything. Gave you an explanation as to the reason why I say the heavyweight division is heating up, and it's going to heat up in 2024. So the heavyweight division is heating up now. We should have some exciting fights coming up. We got several fighters. We got Peterson. We got Ngannou. That's Francis Ngannou now. That's established himself as maybe perhaps one of the contenders that could be in the upper echelons of the heavyweight division. We have other fighters, White, Dubois. So, we got people with some names out there that should be competing for the face of boxing, which is in the heavyweight division. And the sport should be heating up in 2024, and that's what I expect. And that's what going to bring the boxing fan back into or should the casual boxing fan back in front of their TVs to watch and see what these big guys do. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of King Mighty King Media TV. I'm Ted King, your OOG. To the next one, keep your hands up. And to the next one, we'll see you.